just going to do a quick video on error codes that you might get. Now, any error code that you get will come up on the display here, and it will come up in this area here. It'll be very clear, and it will flash generally. So if you get an error code, they're generally with the weekend 5 or 6 main error codes. So error code 21 is if there's a current issue. Now, what that means is that you've probably got a loose wire connection somewhere. So most of your wires are located here. So it could be that one of these wires here are getting pinched, or they've come loose here, or the pin inside the actual cable has been bent. So what you want to do is you want to unplug each of the cables one by one and check inside and make sure that the pins are straight and that they're all connected correctly and none of them are pinched or cut. That's the first thing you want to do. Then if you have a throttle error, now the throttle error will be most likely here. Probably one of the easier ones to fix. So you just follow the cable from the throttle down to here, and you just want to check that that's connected correctly. Now, if you get a motor error, which is error code 23, it's most likely going to be somewhere around this area. So this is obviously your motor here, and if you follow this motor cable comes down to here, and this big cable here. Now this can sometimes trip people up because this needs to be tightened as well. So in order to actually check it, you would need to loosen this, so turn it this way until that comes off, and then replug and check that the connection here is correct. So you get 2 error codes with that one. You get the motor hall error, which could be this, or it could be the actual hall sensor inside the motor. If you get a hall sensor error, it's something you definitely would need to take to a bike shop to have a look at. If you get a brake error, it could be just to do with the brakes. So again, a loose cable connection somewhere that would be throwing it out. It's probably a safety thing, but here's your brake cables here. So you want to be checking that this connection here is good, and on this side as well, this connection is good. And finally, the other one is a controller. So if you get a controller error, what it probably means is, in truth, you'd need to replace the controller. As I said in a previous video, the controller is centered in here. You take the battery out like this, then you would take these 3 plugs out. This plate will then come out, and then you would pull the controller, which sits in here, pull that controller out, and then you would check all the wiring on the controller. So looking for any wire that's shorted out or any wire that's not connected correctly. It can happen because there's a lot of wires in here. They can sometimes come loose if they haven't been packed correctly. It is a bit of a big job. It's probably not something everyone would want to do. I certainly didn't enjoy it, but it's a little bit tricky getting your hand in there and pulling it out. Once you get it out, you can have a look. But generally the best thing to do is just to replace the controller. I think the controller cost about $50 or $60. You replace that, and then you'll find that that error will go straight away.